All right. Welcome everyone. We are live. I hope the audio is going good. If anyone is in the chat, please let me know how things go. If you're there, if you're not there. Of course, you're not going to be able to say anything if you're not there. Anyway, I think we shall start. All right. For just a small recap. We are building a custom scaler for KEDA on Kubernetes. This is the fourth session. In the previous session, we managed to write our own very, very basic scaler that retains a static number of the metric. So let's imagine that we are reading a CPU or queue. We are constantly retaining the same number whenever we are pinged. Today, I think we are ready to take it to the next level so that we can write real scalar. I think this session might be the last one writing scalar based on the rigid custom scalars, which is that has to ship with the binary. I might start new streaming to write scalars based on the dynamic scalar. So, like I told you before, there's the custom scalars that are part of the binaries of KEDA, and there are the new external scalars that are external pods out of the binary, but within the new cluster that KEDA will communicate to through gRPC to get the metrics that is required for the measurement. So I'm going to switch back to our coding. Let's clear this. Let's see the differences between the master and between our branch and see what we have done so far. All right. The first file is the ZZ generated Open API Go. I think this is a file that is edited automatically through the build system. So this is something that we don't care about at the moment. And then I always forget the shortcut. I'm a keyboard person, but this one is new. So I think it's options down, is it? So the difference is there's only one thing that we have changed in the scale handler. If we are looking at the scale handler here. Like we mentioned before, the getScaler method will be invoked whenever a need to, like, if the KEDA will be monitoring the scaled object, so if it needs to create a new scalar, it will come here and based on the switch statement, we create the right scalar. This is where we say that our scalar ship with the binary and we have to change KEDA itself to have this custom scalar. In our case, we had a Twitter scalar. It did not have any calls to any APIs to Twitter, but we called it Twitter just as an anticipation. And it invokes our instantiator or constructor, whatever your background is coming from, that creates the Twitter scalar for us. And then we have the scaled object and the deployment that we used to test our custom scalar. In our case, we just had a deployment of a Rabbit MQ consumer. I'm sorry if this is confusing, but the simplest or the easiest deployment that I could have put my hand on was another RobbitMQ consumer from RobbitMQ example. So here it can be really any deployment, any container. In our case, it was RobbitMQ based on the image of RobbitMQ consumer. But you can see, like, if I was giving this more attention, maybe it would have been a hello world or something like this. Then the scaled object itself, where we are saying that we want to scale RobbitMQ consumer deployment based on this scalar, based on this metrics. And we said this is the pulling intervals when for how often we're gonna pull the metrics, the cooling down period, and the max replica count. This is common between all the scalars, so there's nothing unique about this. The thing that is unique to our scalar is the triggers here. So we are specifying that it's of type Twitter. This is almost an exact match of the switch statement that I showed you earlier in our code base here. Exact match of this string. So it looks at this type, KEDA, and says, okay, I'll create a scalar of Twitter, and then we'll check here and we'll create that scalar. And then the metadata of our scalar. In currently we have named the metric that we are trying to measure. We named it target average metric per pod. And this is one of the things that it's I think it's a little bit also confusing. Forget the naming for a bit here. In the custom scalar or in any scalar, there is a metric that we need to pull and query and see its value and compare it to something another value that we can compare it to say, okay, we need to scale up or we need to scale down. This is the value that we need to compare to. And it's the common convention is called target average, because this is what we are saying. We are saying this is how many pods per value of metric. So if we put here 2, then we are saying that we need 1 pod to handle 2 values of this metric. So for example, let's say it's a queue. Then if this is 2, then we are saying for each 2 messages in the queue, we need to scale 1 pod. Now, for anything that is metric, that is continuous, this makes sense. But the difficulty that I was trying to think of an example where it's something like metric. Having said that, all what I could think of is things that are sporadic events, a one-time event. So we'll have to depend on the cool down period to scale down our pod. So I was thinking in Twitter, for example, if we end up creating a Twitter scalar that would see if a certain word was tweeted by Jeff Holland, for example, this is a one-time event that does not probably happen again. It's not a continuous measurement that we need to measure. So we monitor that timeline. We get that tweet. It has that word. Okay, Jeff Holland said something about our product. Scale our pods, because we are expecting a lot of hits. Scale our pods, but then because of course Jeff doesn't really care too much about our product, so he had that tweet. So the cooling period down we'll finish, and then we'll scale down our pods. If it happens again, then again. If Jeff was constantly tweeting, and we are monitoring the value of that tweet to us in our product, then we can retain constant metrics in this case. So anyway, this is what I have in mind. If you have anything on your mind, please let me know. Maybe we can change this live. It would be awesome if anyone from the chat channel can contribute to us, if there is any way. All right. Next, the other file that we played with, the Twitter scaler itself. So we have it's a scaler that part of the package scalers package. Maybe I can show you, because there's really no differences. I can show you this in a proper Visual Studio Code file. So it's just a Twitter scaler. Do you have any other file that we edited? No. Cool. All right. So let's go to our Twitter scaler. Am I on the right branch? Yes, Twitch stream 3. Yeah. Alrighty. So we had the Twitter scaler struct itself. It had a metadata struct, which had one property. Let's say, I think before we let's not change this. Yeah. Let's change our get metrics now so that we read a timeline of someone and see if they mentioned something, and then return a number or a value that requires a scaling. So let's say let's open. I opened the APIs, and where's my Twitter? No, not this one. This one. Oh. Right. I think this is the API that I'm interested in, which is I think user timeline. Retains a collection of the most recent tweets posted by the indicated by the screen name. Yes, this is it. When I was looking at Twitter's APIs, there's more compelling tweets, like you probably need to search for a tag and stuff, but all of their APIs, I think they require a lot of constraints about your application. That's kind of the API keys and password, and it's not too straightforward to set up. So because I already had an app before, I can use that key to access the simple APIs. This is one of the simplest APIs that they have. The other ones, that organization, I think they are under what? Under different licensing, I think. Let's say licensing. All right, so I can't remember what is this tab, embedded timelines, because I was exploring around. I think I might have exposed my keys. Let me just make sure that I don't have my keys exposed. All right. Usually they professional streamers have something like this. Secret. Dun, 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 dun. Do you like this? So now I can put on my screen put whatever password challenge, but I really don't need this because I have two screens. Anyway, so let me put that back. This guy back here. All right. Now I also searched for a proper Go package for Twitter APIs, and I found. Let me show you. I think I got it here. I'm gonna open new tab. Let's see the source. I think it was in maybe not source, cd go, maybe source, no such file, go cd source, cd github, yes, dg hubble. Go. I played with it a little bit. Maybe we can open it. The example that they had that made a lot of sense to me was in the app auth.go. They was it main? Just main? Yeah. Oh yeah. This is how it shows you how to from you have the consumer key, you have the consumer secret. This is your app that you registered with Twitter. Some flags. I'm not sure what this is. And then because you pass them through the command line, it seems it checks on them. If everything is alright, we create a configuration from client credentials. We create a config from the library client credentials with client ID, client secret, and the token URL. And then we create from the config. We create the client. Do we have a context here? This is auth to no context. I'm not sure what this is as well. This is what they call it. Don't play with fire. This is not for home usage, professional users. We're just building stuff for fun, yeah. So give me a break. We get the client or the Twitter client. And then, this is the HTTP client, of course. And then from the HTTP client, we pass it to the constructor to get new client. And then they have a little bit weird way of doing stuff because through the Twitter library, you get the params, and then you pass the params to client users.show. This is the bit that I found interesting. We are not interested in show. We are not interested in lookup. I think we are not interested in users at all. The bit we are interested in is user timeline. So from the Twitter client, we get the we create construct a parameters for the user timeline parameters. In this case, they are getting the topmost tweets of the Golang account, and then they are invoking the method that says user timeline. Get me the user timeline. based on these parameters. I wonder what these are. I think there's an error in cancel maybe. Let's just check. Yeah, we have params. Sorry, the return is the tweet. The tweets, the array of tweets or map of tweets. No, array of tweets. A pointer to the response and error. This is interesting. I never thought the response comes back with this one like this. All right, I'm not that. Okay, so this is what we're interested in, the tweets, and then we get the tweets. After we get the tweet, let's see what the tweet object is. Tweets this is where it's defined, or maybe you can just use timeline, go to that, see what a tweet is. Oh goodness, a tweet is all these properties: the ID, the language, reply count, retweeted, how if it's retweeted or not. Wow. Very interesting. Nice places. Sweet. Cool. Now I think what we can do is start stealing this code. So if I in the let's continue my approach of writing the dummiest code, the simplest code, and then refactor it to become better. So we can extract the client to be a property and stuff. But in get metrics, I just want to get the metrics right now. Right. So if I say we want config and we get this one. In get metrics, we have already committed our code, so we can wreak havoc in our code base. All right, so let's fix this one by one. Yep, import this please. Thank you so much. And we want to hard code the client ID. Oops. And we are going to hard code my client secret. Now, this is where it's very dangerous for my stream to put these values here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna create something like this so I can scroll this up and then only show the remaining code. It will be dangerous, but we'll see how it goes. And the token URL. All right. Now, go back to our friend. Let's steal this now, where we are going to create the HTTP client. It's complaining about something. Yes, please. Import. This is dangerous. Because on save, no, on applying the suggestion, it runs the linter and it removes all the big spaces. So once I start doing the code and it starts linting stuff, I will expose my secret. So I think I'm gonna just scroll it off the screen without the big spaces. All right. Anyway, cool. It says declared but not used. That's beautiful. We are on the right track. Now that we have the HTTP client, we we get the Twitter client itself. We create the Twitter client itself. It's complaining about something. Yes, please get me import the Twitter. Oh, and then we get the timeline stuff. Copy. Return. Is there any complaints? It's still complaining about client. Declare button never used. The client is used to create users, and then timeline. So it's there. So this is our client. Maybe I need to save. Client declared but not used. I think it's my environment. Why? What can I do to fix this? Alright. Should I close it and open it? Let's try that. Twitter KEDA. Disappointing. Closed it, opened it. The squiggle line disappeared. Alright, at least we are on the right track for now. Now that we get the user timeline params and the tweets, we can search the tweets and we say if because I'm not expert in Go, I was trying to even the simplest stuff. It's alright if you cheat. No one will judge you. I hope. So there's the Golang tour, Golang tour. And I remember, because I'm rusty, flow for, we can either do this. Is there for each? What's forever? No, we don't want forever. For something, for a condition. Anyone on the channel can help? Alright. For yeah. Let's take it as simple as this. I was hoping that there is a for each. For I equals 0, I is less than length of tweets. At least I'm hoping that length is the right thing. Is it? Not visual length. Is it length? How do you check? Slices, arrays, and then we go next. There's no help from the chat. I think there's better ways than this efficient way of looking for how you get. Oh, here you go. Length, len. Okay. Increase. Yeah, and then we do the sum. We don't need the sum. So we loop on the tweets, and for each tweet, we say what do we say? If tweets, I'm sure there's a better way. I can't read this. I'm so rusty today. Went through some interesting hard situations today. Situation tweets I maybe, but do we have anything here? Is it something like this? Maybe we can cheat from the example. Tweets. There's no anything in the example. No. All right. No help from the chat. Right. So tweets. I think we can go back to this and. If we say this is all slicing, yeah, I think we can just do that. Okay, and then tweets. We said we can go to this one. Seriously. Oops. There. We go to this function. We see what the tweet is. And then we ping this. I'll pin this. The text, there is a property called text. Text. If text string contains Golang. Strings contains. Do you like this feature in DuckDuckGo? I like it. If strings dot contains, I think it was, yeah, contains this is the original string, so we take this part, paste it, and let's look for a word that someone said. Let's keep it imad for now, yeah, because I highly doubt that someone said anything imad. If there's imad, then we say value from my value, and default one is 0, and then let's make it 1. If there is something, interesting. So my value equals 10. Otherwise, keep it at 1. I think we also need to break from the loop. Let's check our friend again. In flow statements, how do you break? Forever. And you either retain loops and functions, case, switch, this is switch evaluation. Maybe I should search easier. Golang break loop. Loops. Example. Break. The break statement is used to terminate the loop abruptly before it finishes. Oh, we don't want a break. We want to continue. Continue. Oh no, we want to break. If we found something interesting, we want to break. Yes, I was correct. Just break. Easy. Break. If there's nothing interesting, we are going to retain 1. So this guy will be my value. And then we'll retain the metric. So every time this is gonna happen. Now to fix things, let's check Golang. Yeah, let's go Golang. Save. Now they are saved. I will put the secret. You can see, can you? You can see. And then I will go to my very secret key. I'll copy my consumer API key. I'll copy it hard-coded inside my friend here, and then I will go to my secret, my top secret, paste it, save, and then I'm gonna scroll up and then show you the code again. That was so dangerous. Cool. Now that we have the secret and the API embedded, now we can go back to the terminal. Close this one because we don't need it anymore. Git status. We have changed the because we added the Twitter package. This happened. We changed the module, and we changed the water scale. I'm not gonna go diff so you can't see my secret key. But I don't think I have minikube ready. Minikube status. Minikube status. Of course. Minikube start. starting the Minikube. I use Minikube as also my Docker daemon. Docker daemon. I'm not fond of Docker environment too much. To some extent, when it comes to Kubernetes and stuff like this, it's not the best. But if you want to do Docker, vanilla Docker, yeah, it's awesome. So I use Minikube as my Docker environment as well. I think next time I'm gonna increase the font of the console. It's very small on our screen. I'm sure if you have a fuzzy quality video quality, the font will be very tiny and murky and focusy and out of focus. Come on, you can do this. Good. Now Minikube status. Awesome, it's running. And then what else? Minikube status running. Yes, we need to say evaluate Minikube Docker environment so that we can configure Docker to have the Docker daemon in the Minikube itself. Right. Now let's check what we have here. Because what? Because last time we created our autoscaler, and it used to run. Retain a matrix value of 10 all the time. Now we're gonna change this. We are first going to remove KEDA. But before that, let's remove the file. So say it. I want to go to scalars, I think, and go to, because this is where we had the YAML file. We had emad YAML, didn't we? Was it emad YAML? Oh yes, emad YAML. This is where we had the scaled object. So let's say delete minus file emad YAML. So it deleted the deployment of the RabbitMQ consumer, and it deleted the scaled object that we created for RabbitMQ. Now, get PO. We only have the operator and the RabbitMQ. Now, we want to remove the KEDA operator because this is the old one. Yeah. It's better to do it on a clean way. This is at least for me, to make sure that we are doing the right things. So when we installed the KEDA operator locally, we used Helm. So if I do Helm list, I'll see that I installed RabbitMQ and KEDA. So if I say Helm delete soln might and say get pods, the operator is terminating and it's gone. But also we need to delete the CRDs, the custom resource definitions, because they are part of the deployment of KEDA. So if I say get CRD, you see that we have the scaled object definition and the trigger authentication. Let's delete this as well. So delete CRD minus all, because this is all the ones that we want to delete. Now, if we go back 2 levels to the root, let's do what? Let's do the deployment. But before we do the deployment, we need to create the package. And before we create the package, we need to check the image that is in the Docker daemon and Minikube. So if I say Docker images, you'll see that we have a KEDA core operator, this guy. Now, if we want to make things interesting, we can open what? We can open the make file and see that we can tag our build image by something else. If we create this environment variable or set it, or yes, if we create this environment variable and set it to something else, we can tag our image with something other than 1.0.0, and we can deploy it from there. Let's do this to make things more interesting. I hope it doesn't fail. Sorry for this. So what I will do is to export image underscore tag equal Twitter, and then make build. Let's see if anything crashes in our face. Now I'm expecting after this build undefined tweets, undefined FMT, undefined tweets again, undefined strings. What happened here? What happened here? If I open Twitter scalar, it's not complaining about anything here. Problems. Why it's saying that let me silence this thing. Why does it say is undefined? Undefined tweets. Module require Go requires Go 1.3 1.13. Uh-oh. Huh. Let's mute this thing. Shall we? Shall we? Mute, mute, mute. Mute. 8 hours. Why does it say that module requires Go 1.13.1? So I know this is very, very not. Oh, my key. Put the secret screen again. Where's my key? Where's my secret? Where's my secret? Secret window, thank you. Coding. Thanks so much. Golang. Mod requires Go something something. I was hoping that it does not really require anything like this. What version of Go are you using? Model requires Go 12. Oh. If I check Go git status git diff tool go.mod, will I be able to figure something? So I added 2 packages. And it says it needs Golang 1.13.1. Did I upgrade my Golang? This is weird. Let's bump it up. Okay. Let's go to the Go file. And let's say Go version 1.13.4. I don't know if this is gonna break in our face, but we can try. And then make build and see how it goes. Hey, how are you? This time I paid attention to the chat. I hope it's not too late. Note, module requires Go 1.13.4. What should I do? This is, I'm not a Go expert. Module requires Go 1.13.4. We just changed that. Oh, I think it's gonna blow in our face. So if I search 1.13.1, 1.4, sorry, this one. So if it's not that, what could it be? Oh, maybe the, could it be this is not the error? It says note, module requires. So if I revert back my change. And make build again, just to see, out of curiosity. Of course it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 1.13.1. See how, see what. I thought so too. I thought like not is not as alarming as it as it is, um, at least to me. But it says undefined weights, and oh, this is all the variables in my scalar. So if I go back to my scalar, by the way, welcome Jason. If I go back to my scalar, and these things are the make build is complaining about, even though that my development environment is not complaining about it. So it understands this. It understands it. It's not complaining about it. So if I save, let me change something here and then save, is it gonna compile and be upset? Because I thought I imported everything. How about we go build current package? Ah, now it's complaining. Undefined. Oh my god, I'm so idiot. Now let's try again. Alright, I didn't define because I copy pasted. In Go you have if this is the first time you're using the variable, you have to like define it with this colon thing. If you don't have it and you have just equal, then Go expects that this variable was declared before. Alright, let's try this again. Make build. Yes. No. I should get Homer Simpson. Okay, we're better. We're much better. Much better. Okay. Now undefined FMT. Why is it complaining about that? Now I don't want to scroll in front of you all because I have the secret key embedded in my code. Where's the FMT? It says FMT line 65. Let me scroll to 65 and then I'll bring you back to this. FMT. It did not import FMT. So if I bring you back here, dear viewers, there's no import for FMT. I was hoping that my Golang environment is smart enough to figure out, just like it did for the Twitter. Let me go again, and because it's not even complaining here. What I will do is I'll go to where I copied this code from, go back to here, even here is not being imported. How come this is working like this? Ah, this is timeline, sorry. Yes. So we are going to import FMT. What is it complaining about as well? It's called complaining about strings. Do we have strings here? I think it's just strings. I don't know, I'll just try my luck. Strings? No. Invalid import path syntax. Why is it upset? All right. Now that we have that, let's build again. Make build. This time, hopefully things will work. I think I'm a little bit spoiled by .NET development environment that imports stuff for you and stuff like this. I love Go, don't get me wrong, but I'm really enjoying learning it. Ah, here you go. The build has started. It kicked in, but I find it the development environment for Golang is Go, not Golang, Go. A little bit not too exciting. Oh, sorry, not. It is exciting. It is exciting. I don't want to offend anyone there. All right. Now, if everything builds nicely, it says that it built everything nicely, but let's say Docker images, because we are expecting that a Docker image is created. Here you go. Because we changed that image tag environment variable, now we have two KEDA operator images, the 1.0.0 and the one that is tagged by Twitter. Yes, format and strings. Yeah, it's basics, I guess. All right. So now that we have the image, we need to install this version of KEDA in our cluster. And like we established before, the KEDA team moved the charts from the repository to another repository that has the charts, which is this one. This is where we have the charts. Now we need to run these charts, and they are going to let me show you the chart. The bit that we are interested in specifically is the operator, of course, with other stuff. It will find the operator from the values and everything. Here we are expecting that we are going to deploy the tag 1.0.0, but we are going to override these variables once we invoke the Helm chart that is going to run this chart. So if I go back to if any comment or anything that is not clear, let's do this together again. So I previously ran this, so I Helm installed this, but this time I'm going to use the Twitter tag so that we don't deploy the official one, we just put it. Now, this is another reminder again, because we did this before. If you don't override the image policy and put it to if not present, the default value will be always. And then once we try to deploy it to the cluster, the Docker daemon will say, all right, so you want this image, so the default registry is Docker Hub, so I'm gonna, because it's pulled the image all the time, we'll look for it in the hub to pull it. It will not find it because we have not published it. It will be upset and come back, says there's no image. But because we have built the image and it's already there with the daemon, when we say if not present, it will look in our cluster first, like it's there in the node or the pod, whatever. It will find it see it's there. We'll use it then. So this is a very important point. Let's do this now. We have deployed KEDA. Let's say this git pods, and Awesome. We are running. There's no complaints about the version. Now our Twitter scaler is embedded there and it's ready to be used. If we switch back to the other tab, let's clear all this mess and let's go back to where we are packages and then packages and the scalars, and then we had the file that where we had the Rabbit MQ consumer deployment. It's gonna just create a Rabbit MQ consumer image. It's gonna be a container deployment. Like I said before, this can be a hello world. This can be any deployment. It just happens that this was the first ready deployment that I can use. It's not. It has nothing to do with RabbitMQ really. And then here we are saying in the scaled object we are saying we want to scale the deployment that's called Rabbit Consumer, which is above, so that we want to have for each 2 values of our metrics that is retained, we want 1 pod. Yeah. So if I go back to our code, not this one, the other one, but let me put the secret one because I like it. It's dangerous. I'm trying to put my screen up. This one. To the scalar, then get metrics. Yeah. So here we are saying we're going to get the last 2 tweets from Golang account. We're gonna check the tweets. The default value of our metric is gonna be 1. If in our tweets there's the word imad, then we are going to increase the metric value retained to 10. The expectation is that if there is such a tweet and this metric 10 is retained, based on this number 2, KEDA will say, or KEDA in coordination with the Kubernetes horizontal pod scaler would say, okay, we received 10. We are saying we need for each 2 we need a 1 pod. So we'll divide 10 by 2. It's going to be 5 pods we need to scale to, and then boom, scales to 5. Now there's several problems that we have done. Is that I hard coded the tweet, the search for imad. I'm sure Golang will not tweet imad. So I think even if I run this deployment, nothing will happen, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, apply -f imad YAML. We have created everything. Now if we say get PO, we are creating 1 Rabbit MQ consumer instance for the deployment. Yeah, 1. Now it's either we convince the Golang account to write the word imad in the tweets, or we change the text so that it matches a word in the last tweet of Golang. And I suspect that the second option is much easier than the first one. So let's go to our friend here. And let's go for Twitter, Golang. All right. So the last one, it has the word download. How about we do that? Let's go to our code, change that it says download, and then maybe it's also good to Should we put some, since we are changing the code, maybe it's better to just split the tweets as well. How did this? Let's go to one of the let's go to one of the existing scalers and see how they do logging. Oh, log. Log f log with name the logger, and then and we log with the name imad. Sorry, with the. Let's do this. Let's copy this. Go back to our code base. This is a variable outside of anything. I'm not sure if we're gonna do the same. Let's just do this one here. This might not be the best place to do this, but we are just playing, yeah? We are not going to call it RabbitMQ, and we are not gonna have a variable. It's gonna be Twitter log. Twitter log. And then add import, and then we say Twitter log oh yeah, we have to define it. We don't want to do the same mistake. Twitter log dot info tweets. How does this? Oh, come on, don't do this to me. What does tweets? What does info take? String. Keys and values. Info, and then so let's say message Golang tweets, and then the next keys and values interface. Does it take something like tweets? Is it gonna complain? Ooh. Let's just do that. I hope it doesn't complain. And then we have the string. Oops. Yeah, Twitter. And then we have the name download. Okay, save. Now, because it in this API it gets the topmost, so we don't check on the last time we checked. So every time we query this, it's going to be the same tweet. So we will always be retaining 10 if the word download exists. Let's make build now. Make build. And think we have to remove. Oh, we have to remove. I don't know if we have to remove or not, but we have to update, maybe update Helm chart. But because we are tagging with the same tag, let's just remove it. Helm list. Helm delete 1 ton dash rodent. We deleted it, and then we install again, helm install this one. Error. Yeah, we need to delete. Okay, delete CRDs all. This deletes the custom resource definitions, and then oops. Okay, thank you. And then we install it again. Oh, okay. Why did it take all that time? Why is it taking all that time? This is interesting. The scaled object is deleted, but the auth triggers is giving a hard time. Should we kill the cluster and build it again? This is going to be annoying. Why is it taking all this time? What do you think, guys, girls? Get CRD again. Okay, delete scaled objects.keda.kubernetes.io. Of course. Alright, this is not promising. Probably in use, but I don't know how I can. Maybe if we stop the okay. Okay, git pods again. If I remove the let's remove the RabbitMQ. Let's go back to KEDA. No, it wasn't charts. Let's remove the deployment. So we go to cd package scalers. Huh? Where am I? Oh, this is charts. Here. Let's say cd package scalers, and then what we do is k delete -file imad come on, there's something not happy about the scale object. All right. Let's restart the cluster. Okay, mini cube stop. It's gonna take some time. I know I shouldn't use brute force in such situations, and investigate and do the right thing, but because we only have a few minutes before we end the stream for today, I really would like to see the Twitter scaler, because this is the 4th session, and we only today we came to write the Twitter APIs. All the previous sessions were establishing the concept of KEDA, deploying a custom KEDA in our cluster that we build on our machine. And then the third one was building a very basic scaler that just retain a specific constant metric. Only today that we managed to put the Twitter APIs. So it will be disappointing if we don't have a nice result for today. Don't you agree? I think after today, if this works, minus my secret, I will put this on GitHub. Oh. Well, why is it complaining? Minus A. Oh, this is new. Ah, namespace. My memory. Minus A. Right. So nothing of that. No KEDA, no. Yes, all answers. Thank you so much. Correct. Or minus A in abbreviation, like this. Cool. Then we don't have KEDA, we don't have the RabbitMQ, so let's deploy KEDA again. From the chart, we install. This is the right command. Let's install it. Oh, yes, I think we haven't changed anything. But why is object is being deleted? Okay, git crd. No, I don't think so. I haven't. No. What? Yeah. How can I do this? How can I force delete? Ah, yes. In Helm 3, there's no tiller. It's all the magic on the client side, which is awesome. Tiller is trying to delete the part of that CRD maybe, and it's stuck. If we mini cube dashboard, maybe we'll have something that tells us what's going on. All namespaces. Any errors? Alright, I think the scanning like this is not going to be a good thing. Do we have anything here? Logs? Workloads, cron, daemon, sets, deployments. Pods. Anyone complaining about anything? Keep supervisor, any groups. Tele deploy. Should you check the logs? Failed install performance, object being deleted. yourselves from manifest. Perform and install for. All right. There's one brute force, another brute force. All right. What is this? Ah, this is the dashboard. Let's close the dashboard. Let's close this. Let's create a new mini cube stop. Okay. We are going to create a new cluster. I was praising Minikube, but it's not Minikube's fault, really. It's a Minikube profile. Last time we created one on Jason's owner. Let's do this on Code and Coffee. Code and Coffee. We created a profile, and then Minikube start. No! Come on. Minikube start. What was the driver? Was it driver? VM driver, was it? What was the option? VM driver. VM driver. VirtualBox. Start VM VM driver equals is it big capital virtual box. Please, Bismillah. Yes, good. I hope you are happy. This is the, what's this? Like a happy face, or is it the shocked face? Yeah, come on. Okay, we can do this. Come on. We're gonna be 2 minutes beyond our normal time of closing the session, but we can do this. So after we create the cluster, we have to install Helm. And then after we install Helm, we have to make build. And after we make build, we need to run the chart, and then we run the emad YAML file with the deployment and the CRD, and then we check if the RobotMQ container is scaled to 5 instances. All of this should be interesting. It's pulling images. Oh, here you go. I have no idea how long this is going to take. Let's see. Launching Kubernetes. This is good. At least we are in a good position. I wonder what happened when Tela really was deleting. Was it Tela was that deleting the object? I think I should really look at the video recording of this and see the sequence of things I've deleted or uninstalled to see what position where we were locked. It will be very interesting, very interesting. I probably should have also increased the resources. I have a lot of RAM on this machine. I have like a lot, 32, and 2 gigs is really bad of me, really bad. This is really cheap, and I have 8 CPUs. I should have given it some love, and should have been more than just that. Usually for the API server, it waits the most. I have no idea what really takes. Like, you think that pulling the images is the biggest thing, but when we are waiting for the API server, it usually takes considerably long time. All right, so now we have the Minikube, but we have to change the Docker daemon again to Minikube Docker environment so that the Docker client is configured to Docker daemon there. Then we said we're gonna Helm init, correct? Helm home is configured something. Tilla the Helm has been installed into your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, this tells me like it's done, I think. So Helm list. Okay, it works. Then we make build back to here. Make print environment. We are still in the right one, yes. Make build. If I go back to Docker images here. Docker images. That's good. Once this build finishes, we are expecting to have the image there. Is it done? It's not done. It's taking some time. Everything is taking some time today. There's error. This is a very weird error. Yes, because we didn't change the thing here. So again. Eval Minikube Docker environment, and then make build. Let's see if this works. Because the configuration for the CLI was not for that Minikube. We did that in the previous session, not in this session. An old empty Minikube cluster uses a lot of CPU for me. Do you have the same on macOS? Actually, yes. I haven't really tried to gauge it. I have a lot of RAM and CPU. This is why I'm not really I haven't really giving it a lot of attention, but I see that my battery is going down so fast, so I kill the Minikube, like a Minikube stop all of the time. Right, so I'm back to Docker images. Docker images again. We have KEDA Twitter here. So all is good. We need now to deploy it. Helm, Control R, Helm install. This is our friend here. Hopefully things go fine this time. Beautiful. The KEDA operator is done. Now we need to make sure that the operator is running. Awesome. Now we go back to our path where we have the YAML file, package scalars. This is where we have the emad file, -f emad.yaml, and then enter, and then k git po -w. So we have constantly looking at how many containers. Create container config error. Why? But it's, you can see, okay, it's only one. It's only one container. Why? Create container config error. K git Okay, logs, maybe this. Container values in pod something something is waiting to start. Create container config error. Could it be that we have chosen the wrong container to create deployment? Create container config error. Let's find another deployment. Can you guys ping give me a deployment that is nice? Any dummy, I mean any dummy Docker Hub deployment that is not that's not a virus or a scam. Microsoft maybe, or hello world. Seven minutes ago. It seems like trusted. Some from hello world. Redis. Let's do this. Redis. If git deployments, yeah, we can do. So maybe it's better to get it from Helm then, right? Helm hub, because I think if we do Redis, the deployment no. Docker run name. Yeah, maybe we can just do that. -d. So it's requiring some charts. Redis. Prometheus Explorer Redis. Vietnamese. I think this Helm install stable Redis. How about that? Oops. What's this? Copy. Scalars. Helm install Redis. Alright, so if we say git deployments, no, Helm list. It's not a deployment. Okay, git deployment. It's not a deployment. We need a deployment. Alright, so if I do this, sum of this minus d this. If I go back to imad YAML, and this time we want to have Redis, and the container is Redis. Oops. Name is Redis, and the image is Redis. correct. Command image pool always args environment variable secret. Redis, and then squared object Redis and Redis, and then we file save as imad2 save. What do you think, guys? K apply minus if imad2.yaml, and then k git deployments, k git POs, let's see, is it working? Oops. Ta-da! It worked. It works. It worked. This is awesome. But it's gonna be based on that. It's gonna be, because we didn't put a limit on the last one. We're gonna keep getting the last tweet, which is gonna be download, and it's gonna keep doing it. I think next time we will say, like, change the API call so that we only get the latest from the last time that we pulled. Awesome. I think this is a success. A good game indeed. Yeah, it's like Counter-Strike. Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Code and Coffee, for being here. This was lovely. Thank you for being here, and hopefully next week you'll be there, and people will always also join us and take this to the next level. Thank you. You're awesome. Cheers. Have a good night.